and welcome to Live at 4 on this Monday. We all had a good weekend, gorgeous weather.
Good weekend, gorgeous weather, and some big news.
Some surprising news. We have to report beginning now. Paul Crist is out as head coach for Uw-Madison football. So looking ahead, who is the school looking at for his replacement?
It is the first day of the Supreme Court's new term with a history-making justice. We have a look at the cases on the docket and how the conservative majority on the bench could sway opinions.
And the new 2023 Dane County budget has been released by Joe Parisi. What's getting more money next year? We'll find out. Let's take a look outside. Picture perfect, I think.
Not bad for the first week of October. How about it?
And a couple of mild days ahead. We're looking forward to that. Julian is in the backyard enjoying this.
That's right.
Fall weather.
Yeah, Mark, it is gorgeous out here. It honestly doesn't even feel like fall, as temperatures are really flirting with the 70s for us. Beautiful blue skies for us here in Madison and for much of southern Wisconsin as we continue this trend of just fantastic weather. So far today, our high was 69 degrees, just a couple degrees higher than normal, which is around 66 degrees for this time of year. But just know, folks, it's going to stay on the milder trend for the next couple of days. We're going to be seeing those lower 70s for many of us and those upper 60s, which is what we're currently feeling as of right now. Our friends in Janesville and Platteville into those low 70s, but many of us are into the upper 60s. So we're just looking at a pretty pleasant day for us. And continuing throughout the rest of the evening, well, it's going to be a bit on the cooler side once we get into tonight. Once the sun goes down, we're back into the 50s, transitioning into those 40s for many of us for tonight. Low temperatures will be into the lower 40s for us here in Madison and for Janesville, but the mid 40s towards our friends into the southwest. Let's take a look at our traffic as we're getting things rolling for our 4 p.m. commutes. Around the Beltline, smooth as butter. All green, east and westbound as of right now. A couple slow spots off of some of the ramps, but for the most part, we are looking really good on the interstate north and southbound as of right now as well. We got to talk about the cool down that's going to be coming in later this week in just a few moments. Until then, let's toss it back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. UW football head coach Paul Crist was left go last night after a disappointing loss at home to Brett Bielema and the Fighting Illini. Jim Leonard was named interim coach in his place.
Leonard would have preferred much different circumstances, but the former Wisconsin safety and NFL veteran has been given the opportunity now to lead his alma mater's football program. Sports director Zach Hanley is here now with more. Zach.
A lot of surprised people.
Very surprised. And, you know, Jim Leonard said last night, it's mixed emotions for him, how he was feeling about his new interim head coach title. Paul Crist actually gave him his first coaching opportunity when Leonard had no experience. Now he's stepping in to lead the Badgers out of their slow start and back to their standard and expectations of how they want to play. It's not going to be easy, but Leonard says he's ready to right the ship that is Wisconsin football.
It's, you know, a dream for myself coming out of that nightmare, and I want to respect him and his family in all ways. And this place means a ton to myself. We want more, we want better, and that's my goal, is to try to help get us in that direction in a unique time. And up to that task.
So the biggest challenge right now for Leonard, get the Badgers to put those emotions aside so they can focus on playing a football game in just 5 days. And they're going to Northwestern, and that's tough too. So yeah, it's a tough situation.
Do you think Leonard is in line to get the job permanently, or is he in the hunt, in the race?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's his job to lose, right? Like Chris McIntosh said last night that, you know, they're going to open up the search after the season. But everybody wants Jim Leonard. He's a Madison, you know, he played there. He knows the players know him. But the big question is, does he want it? He's a big family guy, so you know,
and he's a lot like Chris too.
Will he coach differently than
I think he will. I think he's a player's coach, so, and he's got that energy, and he's been there, he's played there, he's played in the NFL. But does he want it? It's a lot of time away from his family.
What an opportunity for him, though, too. It really is.
But this coming mid-season, 5 games into the season.
Yeah, that's the weird part. And, you know, going outside of the program, okay, who do you want? Who does Wisconsin want? Well, so, you know, they do those odds. Bet Online does the odds of who's going to be the next Wisconsin Badger head coach, right? Jim Leonard's 2-to-1 odds. Bill O'Brien, 3-to-1 odds. And then there's some weird ones like Tom Herman, the former Texas coach, 14-to-1 odds. Matt Rule, the current Panthers NFL head coach, he's 12-to-1. But a guy who you guys know, Lance Leipold, Kansas, he's got 3-to-1, 5-to-1 odds.
He's turned that program around.
Yeah, and you know, Wisconsin or Kansas, go back home to Wisconsin. I don't know.
We'll see.
Just gotta wait and see.
Time will tell. And maybe that's why they did this this early on, so they could start getting interest from these other coaches.
Yeah, but also to see, you know, kind of like what my brain thought of was, okay, Bo Ryan stepped down, obviously different circumstances, but then Greg Gard named interim head coach for the basketball team. The year later, he's the head coach, so maybe that's part of the decision.
We'll see.
Who knows?
See how the rest of the season goes.
Yeah.
Zach, thank you.
Zach, thank you.
Well, everyone has an opinion on the Badgers firing of Paul Crist, and we wanted to gauge many of yours.
We also wanted to go beyond that. Andrew Banstra talked with current students and someone who knows Paul Crist very well. Andrew?
The Badgers haven't fired a football or basketball coach since Stan Van Gundy in 1995. That changed with last night's decision to let Paul Crist go. Many students I spoke with were energized by the move. They told me that recent losses showed that it was time to move on. But the 8th-year head coach at Wisconsin does have the best bowl winning percentage of any coach ever and the second best winning percentage in program history. He also spent more than half of his life in this community, growing up in Madison, coaching and playing at UW, and that leads his longtime friend John Roach to feel very differently about the decision.
I think it was just thrilling for a lot of people to see Paul run the program because it was a throwback to when Pat Richter was an All-American and then became the AD. It's all been in the family. Now, Barry was from the outside and kind of a disruptor, and we needed that, right? He created a really great model. But Paul came in and carried on that model wonderfully.
Crist's overall record is good, but he did go 15-10 since reaching the 2019 Rose Bowl. However, Crist led the Badgers to a top 5 ranking in 3 of his first 4 seasons, and he showed he could develop players like Jonathan Taylor into NFL superstars. As you'd expect, opinions are all over the place on such an unusual and groundbreaking move, but there is one thing everybody I spoke with today agrees on. The Badgers are in good hands with Jim Leonhard.
Thank you. Jury selection has begun today for the trial of the Wisconsin man accused of killing 6 people and injuring dozens more when he allegedly drove his SUV through a Christmas parade in suburban Milwaukee. Darrell Brooks faces nearly 80 charges in the 2021 disaster in Waukesha before prospective jurors were led into the courtroom this morning. Brooks repeatedly interrupted Judge Jennifer Dorow, saying that he didn't recognize the state of Wisconsin or Dorow as a judge. Dorow called a recess and sent Brooks back to his cell. It went on like that throughout the morning, with Dorow calling Brooks back into court, only for him to again become disruptive.
A 37-year-old man died yesterday after crashing a vehicle into a barn outside of Sun Prairie. Police say the driver was heading north on Prospector Lane when he crossed over Highway 19, drove onto private property, and collided with a barn. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
Dane County Executive Joe Parisi outlined his 2023 budget today. The $834 million plan includes funding to continue some county programs and expand others. Part of the new budget includes adding $1 million to the Dane County Triage Center, which provides 24/7 treatment, planning assessment for those going through a mental health crisis. It could even serve as an alternative to staying in jail.
Nowhere is the need greater for access and sensitivity to mental health care than in our criminal justice system. In 2021, mental health was a contributing factor in 1,400 incidents our sheriff's office responded to. This issue is top of mind for Sheriff Barrett, and I thank him for his commitment.
Other parts of the budget include more money for opioid addiction help, a new community restorative court, and almost $5 million for development of carbon capture technology to push us toward carbon neutrality. The Supreme Court's new term got underway this morning,
with its first black female justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson, participating in the arguments.
Skylar Henry reports from Washington.
History was made as the Supreme Court's new term got underway this morning. Ketanji Brown Jackson became the first black woman on the bench since its beginning in 1789. Justice Jackson was an active participant in the first arguments, including in a case challenging the EPA's authority to regulate wetlands under the Clean Water Act.
404G is unenlightening as to the meaning of waters in the Isles.
All right, well, let me try to bring some enlightenment to it.
Jackson was President Biden's choice to replace Stephen Breyer, who retired in the summer. Her appointment means the court has 4 female justices for the first time in the court's 233-year history.
The question is, how much is she going to change the conversation? It's an old cliche, but the idea is every time there's a new justice, there's a new court.
Many observers believe the Supreme Court's 6-3 conservative supermajority will continue to push the country further to the right, following last summer's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade.
She's going to be writing a lot of dissents for a long time. There's no question about that. There's a 3-person liberal minority on this court. She's one of the 3 liberals.
During this term, the court is going to hear cases involving several hot-button issues, such as voting rights. One case could result in state legislatures being granted near total control over elections, including those for federal offices. Also on the docket is a case revisiting race as a factor in college admissions. Another case involves a Colorado web designer who refuses to build websites for same-sex couples. Both cases could upend decades-old precedents and practices. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
And today, spectators return to the Supreme Court gallery for the first time in over 2.5 years.
Members of the public had been banned since the pandemic broke out in March of 2020. AARP, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'll do it. AARP kicked off Pedestrian Safety Month today with an event at Madison West High meant to make people move their feet. AARP joined with Jonathan Stalls, founder of Walk to Connect and Pedestrian Dignity, to stress the importance of pedestrian safety in an effort to reduce injuries.
I enjoy it, I'd say. Like, I love getting out with my dog. Walking to school is nice. And I just try and walk as much as I can.
In order to maintain proper physical health, the general rule has previously been taking 10,000 steps a day, but new research shows the improvements in health are significant even at 7,000 steps a day. The important thing is to get up and move.
The World Dairy Expo returns to Madison this week, which means you'll have a chance to see cows from all over the country and the latest innovations in the dairy industry. The Dairy Cattle Show kicked off today at the Alliant Energy Center, and tomorrow marks the start of the trade show. Dairy producers, organizations, and enthusiasts gather every year for exhibits, contests, and much more. For event organizers, they're excited to be back, bringing the global dairy industry together.
So we're expecting international visitors. We've got 650 companies in a trade show. We've got cow show action here on the Clark Shavings where we're standing. And yesterday, of course, we started with youth contests.
The Expo shifted its schedule a little bit this year, so it only runs until Friday this week. If you'd like to go, daily admission is $15. It's going to be very busy around the Alliant Energy Center, particularly in the mornings and on Friday when World Dairy Expo wraps up. So expect delays on the Beltline at both the John Nolan and the Rimrock Road exits. Things will be moving slow there, so either avoid the Beltline if you need to get downtown or give yourself some extra time to get to your destination. And welcome to Madison, people from around the world.
Expoese.
Yes.
Well, when we come back, it's top-down driving weather, and we'll do just that with Harvey Briggs.
We're going behind the wheel in a 2022 Jaguar F-Type convertible in red, of course. Wow, that is a beautiful car.
It is gorgeous.
Harvey and Mark will take it for a spin when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of PowerSwabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to PowerSwabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. PowerSwabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stained caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, PowerSwabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line. Just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. And start using the Power Swab's 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean, and people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, by ordering in response to this advertisement, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Fry Construction wants to thank you for once again voting us Best of Madison 3 years running with 27% off gutters or insulation. Your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best of Madison 3 years in a row. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Save 27% off gutters or insulation with any full roof replacement project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
I worked on the force for 30 years. I've seen plenty of politicians, but Mandela, he's the real deal. Mandela doesn't want to defund the police. He's very supportive of law enforcement, and I know his objective is to make every community in the state of Wisconsin better. I trust him to get the resources that we need to keep people safe and to reduce crime in the first place. As a retired cop, I want someone like Mandela. Mandela is the right guy for the job.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Welcome back. Taco Bell is apologizing for its old breakfast menu.
Well, it turns out people want the basics for breakfast, and some of the items on the menu, what was it, like an egg white?
Naked egg?
Yeah, that's right.
Taco?
A naked egg taco. That doesn't sound too appetizing, apparently. At least that's what patrons have said. So those order options are gone now, and the company has a new ad campaign promising that it won't go that way again. The company admits it over-innovated, and in breakfast, you have to be consistent. Breakfast sales have surpassed 2019 levels.
Just the breakfast menu? That's all they're apologizing
I think
for?
so, yes.
Shouldn't stop there. In-store samples are back at Trader Joe's. Some of them anyway. The grocery store giant is offering single-serve treats and snacks to customers, many of whom posted videos and photos of their granola and Halloween cookies over the weekend. Hot coffee, however, remains on the burner and will not be handed out until further notice. Many brands, but especially startups, use samples to get attention from potential customers, but the COVID-19 pandemic halted the practice for safety concerns. Other companies, including Costco and Sam's Club, have already brought the samples back.
Amazon unveiled a new shopping portal called Amazon Access. It's focused on shoppers who get assistance from the government. Snap EBT is featured on the storefront, and it also includes information about the company's layaway program. Amazon officials say they want to make sure that people who are struggling financially have better and, in some cases, less expensive options.
Wall Street started the month with a surge as it claws out of a brutal September. The Dow Industrials gained 765 points, closing at 29,490. The Nasdaq jumped up 239 points, and the S&P 500 added 92, or over 2.5%.
The Jaguar Motor Company is pivoting to a fully electrified lineup by 2025, and there's no better way to celebrate the final years of the internal combustion engine than with a red convertible.
And not just any red, it's Caldera red, painted on the body of a 2022 Jaguar F-Type convertible. Let's go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs. So what do we have here? A Jaguar?
Yeah, no, we have a Jaguar.
A what?
A Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Jaguar, that's it. You've got it, by Jove.
Named after the legendary jungle cat, sleek and fast, and in red, a real looker. The Jaguar, the animal in the wild, is a threatened species, as are sports cars. They're taking a back seat to vehicles with a back seat. But there's still a market.
It's really targeted toward enthusiasts, but not people who are looking for, racetrack-like performance. This is a grand touring car. It's one you take on long drives on the weekend or to a vacation spot somewhere, because that's all you have room for in the trunk is 2 overnight bags. It is a rolling cliche for a guy like me.
What is that?
Your classic midlife crisis car, Mark. Fortunately, I'm not going through one. I'm just enjoying this for the week to test it.
And it's a lot of fun to drive around.
It is. This has a supercharged V8 engine in it that makes 440 horsepower. It has the greatest exhaust note this side of the UK.
And when you start this cat up, it purrs like a kitten. But push that big supercharged V8, and it roars. Perfect.
It is a beautiful design overall, although I have a few issues with some of the updates they made on this latest generation. But, it's a great toy.
An expensive toy.
An expensive toy, yeah. This, the P450 version of this, which is the entry level of the F-type here, is $73,000 base price. With these options on it, some upgraded interior, a few other things, we're at $84,000.
An expensive toy.
An expensive toy.
And like any good toy, there are fun things. Spoiler alert, it has an electric spoiler. And if it starts raining...
you hit this button here, pull it towards you, and 10 seconds, you have a fully enclosed cabin.
And you can do that while going up to 30 miles an hour. Sleek, just like that flying cat on the trunk.
It's got the all-important Jaguar, the leaping cat.
It's Jaguar.
When it's on this car, I have been told many times, it's Jaguar.
But the animal is a Jaguar.
Certainly that's how we would pronounce it.
Fight nice, boy. British pronunciation.
Yes, the British pronounce it Jaguar, just like the Germans pronounce Porsche, Porsche. And it's what they call it, so I think it's what we should call it.
Fair enough. How about gas mileage?
Do you really care what the gas mileage for a red convertible that makes 400? No, not really, but it makes 24 miles per gallon on the highway, 19 combined, 17 when you're tooling around town. So your friends at Quick Trip or whatever are really going to get to know you well.
You picked the right week to test it.
That perfect day for that.
Beautiful, yeah, absolutely.
And this is not a single, this is not your car.
This is
the
one.
Third or fourth car in the garage.
Someone who owns a Jaguar has at least one, probably 2 or 3 other cars.
Was it fun?
It was a blast.
Did you get some looks driving around town?
Oh, yeah. And you get to know your mechanic as well.
Yeah, that has traditionally been the challenge with Jaguars.
British cars?
That's right.
All right. Next time we're going to do what?
The Ford F-150 Lightning. We're going to move all the other way from a technology standpoint, but spoiler alert, not from a pricing standpoint.
This is an electric pickup truck. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, that's next time.
All right.
Thanks, Harvey.
Great. Thanks, Harvey. Good to see you.
Speaking of cars, there's been another theft of a Kia. That's not news, but this one prompted a call for action.
Our Leah Lynchine tells us the story of a car owner versus a Kia dealer in Madison. We'll find out what the problem is coming up after Julian's First Warn forecast.
It's our biggest sale of the year.
And you can save big
on quality home furnishings throughout the showroom.
Join us for our anniversary sale.
And help us celebrate.
Over 25 years at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
The house before you, over 30 years old, still has its original window. Boom.
No need to be afraid of old windows. Call Feldco for 50% off.
It's the biggest sale of the season. 50% off Feldco windows, plus no money down and no interest until 2024.
50% off windows ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866
for Feldco.
The radical left hate America and riot in our streets. They indoctrinate our children to hate America, stoking fear and envy with their lies and deceptions. Their radical woke agenda and divisive politics are tearing our country apart. Here's Mandela Barnes.
Because the founding of this nation, awful.
Mandela Barnes is a radical leftist. He supports their woke agenda that's causing you and your family so much pain.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
How do you use your energy? Inspiring a spark of creativity? Working hard to reach your goals? Thinking outside the box to bring your vision to life? At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power, we're thinking about a brighter future. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
It's our biggest sale of the year.
And you can save big
on quality home furnishings throughout the showroom.
Join us for our anniversary sale.
And help us celebrate.
Over 25 years at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Well, take a look at this. Meet the Big Twigs, a collection of tree creature statues that have taken up residence along Lake Malone outside of Nashville. At first, they were wigging out, or should we say twigging out, park visitors. The two-story creations are being funded by tourism dollars and crafted by a local artist from steel, foam, fiberglass, and paint. Now a total of 6 are out in the sticks.
I love them.
Interesting, yeah. Kind of cool.
Seen for the first time, it'd be a little startling.
Yeah, especially with the eyes all
no Bigfoot, just those twigs. So, what great weather.
Oh my gosh, I know, right? It's beautiful. We've had such a nice trend.
Box it up, we need it for later on.
Especially for later in the week, because man, are things going to get cold.
So you knew that was coming. You knew
I know.
it was coming.
This is very short-lived, but we're going to talk about it in the First One forecast coming up in just a moment.
With Pick and Save Fresh Perks, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. You also earn fuel points on every purchase to save big at the pump. Pick and Save Fresh Perks. All you do is win big, big savings. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Everything seems to be getting more and more expensive these days. And it's the same for your heating bills. Since it will cost more to heat your home this winter, USA Insulation wants to give you control over your utility bills. Our premium injection foam keeps the cold outside and your warm, comfortable air inside, right where it belongs. Call now before winter and get a $500 early bird discount.
USA Insulation.
Planning a remodel? Don't toss your cabinets, furniture, and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Your items stay out of landfills while proceeds create housing solutions for hardworking families. Build a stronger community with Habitat Restore of Dane County.
Women are being watched, tracked through their cell phones. Tim Michaels Families Foundation funds a radical anti-abortion group that tracks the cell phone data of women who visit Planned Parenthood clinics, then tries to stop them. Michaels wants to ban abortion even when a mother's health is at risk, and he's using his wealth to track and harass women. If he's doing this now, what do you think he'd do as governor?
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it. Whatever your reason, save 20% when you stay 2 or more nights at participating locations. Book direct at choicehotels.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-451-3571 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit.
With the Pick and Save app, no matter where you order free pickup, you get the same great deals as you get in our stores. So start your cart today. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, what a way to start off the new work week. Today just gets an A+. Beautiful skies, and on top of it, it was very pleasant. Temperatures were in the upper 60s and flirting with the 70-degree mark for many of us here in southern Wisconsin. But what are we going to see for the rest of the evening? Well, as we continue throughout the evening hours, temperatures will stay pretty steady into the 60s for the next couple of hours. But then as we go into tonight, as the sun starts to set, we're going to see the cool conditions rolling in as those 50s roll in for tonight. But taking a look at what we're going to see for tomorrow, folks, we're seeing another mild day on tap as we're going to see those 70s here in southern Wisconsin. But tonight, we're going to have a bit of a cool one. Temperatures will be falling into the 40s, but let's walk through how we get there. We're going to see the temperatures drop into the 50s by the time we get into our evening hours. Overnight, low 50s, upper 40s, but then by the time we get into around the 7 o'clock hour, once we're heading out the door, getting the kids to school, we're going to see those low 40s here in Madison and for Janesville and Platteville for many of us here in southern Wisconsin. We'll start to see that mild temperature warm up as we get into our late morning. So we're going to be already into the upper 50s here in Madison and even to the lower 60s and the lower 70s by the time we get into the lunchtime hour. However, also note, we're going to see a bit more cloud cover by the time we get into our Tuesday afternoon, but then we're going to still see some sunny skies once we get into the evening hours, but then that's going to break up just a bit more and fight back with some cloud cover as we get into our Tuesday nights. Temperatures once again will fall to not as cool as we're going to see those upper 40s by the time we get into overnight, transitioning into our Wednesday. And the Wednesday, we're looking for one more shot of a warm day for us, but we're also going to be looking at potentially seeing some showers start to roll in. So the dry conditions that we've had will look to end their streak by the time we get into our Wednesday afternoon, as we see a couple of spots of showers starting to roll its way throughout southern Wisconsin from the early lunchtime hour into our evening hours as well, and then start to fall apart by the time we get into our Wednesday night. But one thing we're going to be watching for, though, folks, is that we're dealing with some really nice weather. Lower 70s, upper 60s. But by the time we get into the later part of this week, we're going to be seeing a cold blast coming its way in from Canada that's going to make things feel like it is late fall. We're talking by the time we get into our Friday afternoon, temperatures dropping into the middle and upper 40s for many of us here in southern Wisconsin. Going into the weekend, we'll see slight improvements, but overall, things are going to get rather chilly. So let's take a look at our 3 things we'll need to know. We do have some shower chances once we get into our Wednesday, heading into our Thursday morning. But outside of it, we're going to be seeing chilly conditions once we get into Friday. It's a bit of an abrupt drop as we see, as you can go through the next couple of days. Tuesday to Wednesday, we'll be into the 70s. Then heading into our Thursday, a little cooler, but Friday is really going to be a wake-up call. So we're going to see those upper 40s return for us. The good news is that we're heading into another weekend where we could potentially see no types of rain. So that's great for us, as we've had so many trends of having rain on our weekends. Last weekend was perfect without it. Hopefully this weekend, things hold steady and we won't have to worry about it either.
That's a high of 48 on Friday.
That's not mixed up.
Unfortunately, that is not overnights. That is going to be 5 o'clock. It's in the 40s.
So you might have a hard freeze.
It's going to be rough, especially in the overnight. So it's one thing to be mindful of.
Yep, bring plants in.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Julia.
Yeah, of course.
It's not necessarily news anymore to hear about a stolen Kia or Hyundai because it's become so common.
But what if your car is stolen while it's in the possession of a business that won't cover the full cost of the damage?
Leah Lynchite has more in this Call for Action report.
My car was attempted to be stolen on June 22nd of this year, and for whatever reason, they got spooked off.
Adele Mack had to walk to meet us this month in downtown Madison because her Kia Optima is currently undrivable.
They smashed in my back passenger window and then destroyed my ignition. The cops were like, they're going to come back and finish this job off. You need to move the car, like, ASAP.
But the thing is, that attempted theft happened 4 months ago. She took her car to Rustero Kia to get it fixed, with explicit instructions to keep it inside and protected.
And my car was, like, hot, like, it was like flashing lights around it, you know? Like, all the work had been done. All they needed to do was the last little step of starting the car, really.
That's exactly what happened. Adele got a call about a week later from Rustero, alerting her the car had been stolen off their lot.
They said that my car had just been, like, mangled. They took it off-roading. They took it down the bike path back behind Kia on the west side.
We drove by Rustero and saw the car's damage for ourselves, still sitting outside. So when she asked the dealership to cover the cost,
their insurance adjuster came back and said that they were not going to be held responsible for anything that happened to my car from it being stolen off their lot. It was not their fault. They didn't care.
Well, I can tell you that people are kind of afraid, right? If you go out and you buy a new vehicle or a newer vehicle and think that it's going to be safe and an investment for you, and then come to find out it has this vulnerability.
Certain Kia and Hyundai models are missing a key anti-theft device, and viral social media videos show thieves how to exploit the issue. It's working. The Highway Loss Data Institute shows these models have a theft claim rate of 2.2 per 1,000 insured vehicles. The rest of the industry combined is at 1.2.
Obviously, it's really concerning. And so right now we're working with the community to make sure that they understand that prevention is going to be our best avenue in this.
Madison police have teamed up with Hyundai to hand out hundreds of wheel locks this summer. They still have some available, too. You can also find them on Amazon for relatively cheap.
$30 to $60 for a wheel lock is going to save you hundreds or thousands of dollars in headaches and vehicle damage if your car was stolen.
We got one for Adele. Once she gets her car back, Rustero still has it. We asked them repeatedly to go on camera to tell us what happened here and how they're working to make sure other customers' cars are safe.
Here are some of the questions we asked of the company. Why won't your insurance or your company cover Adele's damage done on your property? What's your security plan to avoid this sort of scenario from happening again? And do you use these relatively cheap wheel locks as an extra layer of safety for these cars, especially the ones that aren't yours? Here's what we got in response via email, saying in part the dealership is working to resolve the issue with Adele. Quote, just as we do with any customer issue. We have measures in place to help secure all inventory, both customer vehicles as well as our own, to the best of our ability. Vehicle theft is an issue not isolated to this incident only. As far as Adele's case, Darrow gave her a rental for a few weeks and did offer to pay for her deductible, so her insurance could cover the costs.
No, it's their fault.
She told us she wants them to take more responsibility.
It's crazy and it's wrong, and I can't believe a business would run that way, and it's insane.
Rustero has since taken its rental back from Adele, so she's had to spend her own money on rental cars to get around while the dealership still has her vehicle.
We'll continue to follow it.
Coming up next here on Live at 4, there's a new sleep survey out that says Americans are having trouble getting their Z's. We'll see if we can help you rest.
And then coming up next hour at 5, as housing discrimination complaints rose in Wisconsin after the pandemic started, one type of category in particular became more common than before. Investigative reporter Naomi Coles explains at 5.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
You've probably
probably heard by now, but Wanakee Remodeling has been transforming homes for the better part of half a century by installing materials that stand the test of time from a team of trusted home pros. Our design team delivers a turnkey experience for your interior or exterior remodeling project, leaving you with a home you love. At Wanakee Remodeling, we'll never stop improving. Right now, get a special window offer. Buy one window, get one 40% off plus special financing. Visit WanakeeRemodeling.com for more.
Clean, safe, fun. I was hoping daytime care for Mom would be like that. Grace's new center is so nice. Now, caring for Mom is so much easier.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a Grace Supportive Care came to see me. It was a Grace, but it wasn't hospice.
When you're ready for hospice, you want a Grace. They helped make my dad's last weeks comfortable, calm. It was beautiful.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Nick Bolton here with the latest from Bell & Howell. We call them tack glasses. Inspired by the sunglasses worn by our heroes in uniform, tack glasses block blinding glare so well, invisible objects suddenly become visible. Enhance colors to give you vision as sharp as an eagle's and survive even the harshest conditions.
Act now to get your tack glasses for just $19.99, and we'll even ship it to you free. So don't delay. Order yours today.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
New at 5, Badger football coach Paul Crist is gone after 8 seasons with the team. News 3 now shares the community's reaction to the local figure being let go.
Enjoy the pleasant October weather while you can. The next 2 days will be mild and mainly dry, but after a chance of showers Wednesday night and Thursday morning, colder weather will arrive for a few days. I'll let you know if we'll see more frost at 5.
And ahead at 6, legal experts weigh in on the doubled rate of housing discrimination reports over the past 10 years. We search for the explanation tonight at 6.
Giving the weather satellite spin weight. That's not New York City.
I don't think so. No. That looks like hurricane damage from Ian, actually. Yeah.
So, anyway, it was a nice picture. A new survey suggests many Americans are struggling with sleep.
Elise Preston has more on what you can do if you're one of them.
Gina Fiorino is a busy, full-time working mom. The 44-year-old says it is not easy to get sleep.
I spend a lot of time trying to wind down. My brain does not slow down as fast as I probably would like it to.
Nearly 1 in 5 Americans report struggling to fall asleep at night, according to a new survey from the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. Dr. Anissa Das says from the pandemic to politics, people have more stress and worry.
We've noticed a 29% increase over the past several years in insomnia referrals to our clinic.
Stress can increase heart rate, blood pressure, and make muscles tense. Dr. Das says relaxation therapy can help manage stress as we're falling asleep.
One form is progressive muscle relaxation, where you progressively go through your body to relax your muscles. Another one is guided imagery, where you really focus on a story or a scene, and it helps you to focus on something other than all the things that we're stressing about.
Bad habits can also impact sleep. Nearly half of Americans are on phones before bed. More than a third fall asleep with the TV on.
We want bright light in the morning, which helps amplify our circadian drive, and then we want to decrease the amount of light we get in the evening.
Gina says being able to spend more time with friends and doing activities is helping her stress.
I'm able to talk through some things that are happening in the world and the community, so I'm hoping that combined with just trying to get on a better fall asleep time schedule will help settle things out for me.
She also tries to set aside her phone when it's bedtime. Elise Preston, CBS News.
And sleep doctors also recommend talking to your healthcare provider if you're having a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep.
Because insomnia sometimes can be a symptom of an underlying medical condition.
Well, smile. The Loper Report coming up with a new box office champ.
When we come back, it's called Smile, and Will let us know if it's worth seeing when Live at 4 continues.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked local Medicare. What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
Your local Medicare plans have all of the bells and whistles the national TV ads promise, only better because you're working with local agents who know the doctors, specialists, and the hospital networks inside and out. You're not going to get that talking to a national call center wanting to check your zip code.
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
This is how it feels to do more with less asthma, thanks to Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Imagine that. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent. The radical left hate America and riot in our streets. They indoctrinate our children to hate America, stoking fear and envy with their lies and deceptions. Their radical woke agenda and divisive politics are tearing our country apart. Here's Mandela Barnes.
Because the founder of this nation, awful.
Mandela Barnes is a radical leftist. He supports their woke agenda that's causing you and your family so much pain.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it. Whatever your reason, save 20% when you stay 2 or more nights at participating locations. Book direct at choicehotels.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Champion is offering buy 2 windows, get 1 free. Plus, double your available tax credit if you purchase before the end of the year. Lower your energy bills and stay comfortable in your home all year long. Call 888-4CHAMPION or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
And a quick update on our traffic as of right now. If you haven't left just yet, well, the good news is that the Beltline is still smooth as butter from east and westbound as of right now. Towards the interstates, we are also looking very similar in that case. All green along the major highways as of right now, as we're getting closer to our 5 p.m. commute. So that's going to do it for our traffic update. Over to you guys.
Julian, thank you. New Mexico's annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta took flight over the weekend, and as usual, the floating visual feast did not disappoint. The tourism tradition, now 5 decades strong, saw hundreds of balloons, both traditional and humongous hot air heads, headlining the event. There they are. The kickoff wasn't without hiccups. One balloon did get tangled in a light pole, grounding its pilot and passengers, but otherwise, the annual event seems to be set off to a soaring success.
I would love to see that someday.
Yeah,
that's on my list.
Me too.
Yeah,
I'd
beautiful.
love to see that. Well, the box office can either bring you up or tear you down. A horror movie took top spots at the box office while a rom-com flopped.
Here's Will Loper to explain it all in the Loper Report.
Hey, Susan and Mark. If you saw someone walking around with a permanent smile on their face, don't panic. They may have just seen the latest box office winner, the horror film simply titled Smile.
Hi. I know you're nervous. I just want to have a chat.
I'm seeing something no one else can see except for me. It's smiling at me.
Smile broke the 20 million mark to make #1 and follows a therapist who keeps seeing smiling faces. The movie is generally unnerving, and anyone looking for scares in the month of Halloween should head to theaters to see it, along with Barbarian, of course. Also in theaters and a complete 180 in genres is the romantic comedy Bros.
Let me tell you what's progressive now. Being alone. I love my life. I love my freedom. I love my independence. That's kind of sad that I don't want to be in a throuple. I don't even want to be in a couple.
Billy Eichner stars as Bobby, a man who's given up on monogamy.
You met a guy? I don't think I'm his type. He's like gay Tom Brady.
What are you into? One of these ripped idiots with no opinions?
No, I like someone who's physically very frail and won't stop talking.
That is until he meets lawyer Aaron Shepard.
What is going on with you? My whole life, I've prided myself on being self-reliant, but this guy has gone into my head.
The movie is laugh-out-loud funny, which shouldn't be a surprise with Billy Eichner as both star and one of the writers, who you might know best from Billy on the Street.
Miss, for $1, name a woman.
Name a woman?
Yeah.
Who?
No, name a woman.
Name a woman?
Yes.
Any?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Name a woman! No!
In any case, those looking for a genuinely good rom-com should most definitely see Bros. Over on streaming services, newly streaming on AMC Plus is a new version of Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire.
The year was 1910. My business was desire.
Let me introduce you to Mr. Lestat de Liancourt.
I know who you are, sir. We're destined to be very good friends.
Jacob Anderson plays Louis, who tells a journalist his story of becoming a vampire and his relationship with the vampire who made him, Lestat.
It was as if I could finally receive the secrets of existence.
On Hulu tomorrow, continue the adventures of Everest in Abominable and the Invisible City.
What are you doing here?
Maybe we can figure out where her home is.
Jin, Peng, and the Yeti Everest go on a new journey to help other magical creatures.
We're getting pretty good at this whole helping magical creatures thing.
And Wednesday, newly streaming on Netflix, is a Halloween-themed season of Nailed It.
We can fix this.
Karate chop it open.
Someone is attempting to put my face on a donut.
These are not good.
The show is a more realistic depiction of what it would really look like if a regular person went on a baking competition show.
Nailed it! I love this so much.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
Oh, boy. I know you had trouble.
You love your baking shows.
Actually, I think that's a very good premise.
Yeah.
To take people who don't usually bake and make
try to make these creations.
Yes, yeah, that would be really
neat.
funny. Really funny.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Lean back and save at the Century House. Right now, buy stressless recliners, sofas, or office chairs and get up to $1,500 credit towards the purchase of more. Or save $400 on stressless signature-based recliners and ottomans and motorized classic power recliners. Don't wait. Take the opportunity to fill your home with stressless comfort for less. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Ron Johnson's at it again, lying about my taxes. Let's be clear, my taxes are paid in full, but there were times I was getting by on peanut butter sandwiches. And that's why I support a tax cut for the middle class. Put more money in your pockets, because I know how hard you work. But Johnson used his Senate seat to write a loophole that gave huge tax cuts to himself and his biggest donors, leaving us with crumbs. And that's how we get left behind. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Fry Construction wants to thank you for once again voting us Best of Madison 3 years running with 27% off gutters or insulation. Your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best of Madison 3 years in a row. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Save 27% off gutters or insulation with any full roof replacement project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
It's our biggest sale of the year. Get back to your health and fitness goals by joining Anytime Fitness for just $1 now through October 7th. Let us help you turn no I can't into yes I can. Now through October 7th, join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Hurry in today.
A Madison native, Badger player and coach, News 3 Now gauges the community's reaction to the dismissal of head football coach Paul Crist. And looking to the future of the program, we analyze the team under Jim Leonard to see where things go from here. That's coming up at 5.
A family that fled their native Ukraine.
We are at our new home in the United States.
Susan Simon shows you how they've built a new life here thanks to the generosity of a Madison congregation.
We'll do our best to make it home now.
Tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
A cool night ahead, but a couple of mild days before we start to see some real fall weather. Meteorologist Gary Canalti will walk through this coming up at 5.
I worked in law enforcement for more than 30 years. I know what it takes to keep our community safe. Mandela Barnes stands with Defund the Police and supports no cash bail that releases dangerous criminals back into our communities. Barnes supports sanctuary cities and spending millions of taxpayer dollars on illegal immigrants. Take it from me, the bad guys belong in jail, and Mandela Barnes belongs nowhere near the Senate.
Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour, and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean. And people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, by ordering in response to this advertisement, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
In today's Final Touch, it is a cat fancier's fantasy.
We take you to CatCon 2022. It's a celebration of all things cat-related, combining pop culture and cat culture. For cat lovers in California, missing this event would be a catastrophe. The event at the Pasadena Convention Center included dozens of booths hawking cat t-shirts, litter boxes, and anything else which could help a cat enjoy its best cat life. There are even mysterious pieces of artwork depicting actor Nicolas Cage with cats for some reason. Organizers admit some of the artwork and sculptures aren't to everyone's taste, but one CatCon attendee says she feels right at home and only wears cat clothing. You have a cat?
Yes, I do.
Not quite to this extent. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let's get back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.